Hello, my name is Dennis Jacobsen and this is the Business Leadership Academy. This is videocast number 8. It's about this article. Can you develop successful people on the cheap? The answer is yes, you can. And it will take a great deal of creativity, that you dare, and the courage to step out of your usual way of developing people. It doesn't have to cost a great deal of money. You don't have to spend another MBA on someone, but instead make use of the tools and what you have at hand. Here's a couple of practical ideas about what to do. The first one is this. When I travel around the country and meet people, I see a lot of very fancy, well-intended statements on the walls about leadership character traits, about values, how we do business. When I press people for how much they actually use it, I get these stare blanks that says, well, we measure people on it in their performance appraisals, but we don't really draw that necessary consequence to it. And I literally mean draw a consequence. You have values and character traits for a good reason, not just for a nice haves. We need to understand that the way we acted 5-10 years ago is different from the way we do things today. And it will be different 5-10 years out in time. It also means that you have to up the game on your values. You have to up the games and the standards to which leadership is performed. If you put it out there in front of people as a carrot, that little bit extra is needed. That stretch, that extra decision to develop is required. You start getting there. But if you don't perform consequence, meaning reward the good ones, and draw different consequences for those who won't perform, well, you're not going to get anywhere. Fred Keel in Return on Character proved that the companies where executives and employees are actually adhering to values, to standards, they work as a unity. They will actually generate a return on net assets which is 5 times better than the worst. It's just there in front of you, which means it starts with the executives that they day in and day out comply in full with values and leadership character traits. It will impact the rest of the organization so that they start upping their game because they don't want to let them down. It's for free and it's right in front of you. A second one is personality tests. You might have a system already in your company, but I say try more, use more, go out and search for it, because the more details you get about who you are, the strengths you possess, the areas which you haven't trained, the pitfalls you might have, where you actually derail, all that information needs to get out in the open. And you need to bring it in front of either your superior, your peers, or your employees. This is not about dragging someone down or just say, well, you're okay as you are. It's literally about putting it out in front of people to say, help me to become better. Help me to be a better colleague, a better boss. Help me, guide me on a roadmap how I can actually turn into a talented high performer. None of us are born into a particular function or a place to work where we fit perfectly. We need help to adjust what we do, how we are, how we go about things. And with that, personality test is a great tool to do that. But you need to open up and get people to come and help you. It's all there and it doesn't cost a great deal of money. I think there's a lot of value in actually getting information on board and then make use of it. So let me give you an example. There's a CEO in Denmark who says to his direct reports, read the top books, the top 3 books on your function. Come back to me and tell me what you have learned, what kind of ideas were generated, what kind of new products or services you see us making use of. What he does is effectively saying to people, now the requirement sits on you to learn. The requirement lays with you to come up with the next thing. The requirement is for you not to stagnate. You can't expire. You simply have to go out and find the best information available and come back and tell the company what you have learned. I'm expanding the concept a little bit here by saying if you ask people to read top 3 to 5 books on any function in a company, So someone in sales should actually read about customer service and production and finance and strategy, etc., etc. And over the course of 3 to 5 years, they might actually have gone through maybe 40 to 80 books. If you extend that to any and everybody in the organization, high and low, what kind of information mountain will you get? What kind of ability would you have in your employees to actually discuss across silos? What kind of ability would there be to exchange ideas and develop new services or products? I'm just saying, books today are not that expensive, but it could generate a fantastic amount of inspiration for you and your company. So make use of it. My final piece is that I went to IMPM. It was a fantastic learning experience. And maybe the best part was when I visited one of my co-students for a week. So we were paired up and I was supposed to be fly on the wall. This was in a aluminium factory in France. And my co-student made all his efforts to actually get me through and see any and everything. So we inspected the factories across, up and down. We went on garbage inspections. We had handshake tours day in and day out. We went to customer meetings. I saw this, that, and the other. But what really, really struck me is that despite the cultural difference we might have, leadership is done very much in the same way across any borders. What you can take away from it is that your standards might not be the best or the highest possible. There might be people out there who can do it even better than you. So why don't you go out and knock on doors to the best functioning company in your area and ask them, can I be a fly on this wall for a week? Can I see how you do business without me being in direct competition with you? You might want to go to your friends or your networks and ask them, how do you do business where you are? That will be for free, doesn't cost you much, but it might actually generate the idea, the new products or services that you haven't thought of. Please share in, come up with your ideas, but for now, thank you very much for listening in and see you soon.